We will be starting session in next 3 minutes. Two more minutes before we start. So am I audible? I cannot hear you guys. Just let me know. Okay, thank you. So let's start with today's topic. Very important one. I hope my voice is clear to you, clear to everyone. Although I got only one yes, I'm considering everyone is. Also, thank you. Thank you for your confirmation. Thanks. So let's start with today's session. Very important session. Today we are going to understand something. But before that, let me create some background. Yesterday I got a feedback from someone and I tried to cover some slides so that it can help us to define a roadmap for this session. So today is the important session. So today onwards, I'll try to also support some slides going forward. Now to start, where we had stopped yesterday, it was about we were discussing something about uh, range on the chart. Let me share my screen. Okay, my screen is visible. The things on screen are visible. Good. So I was talking about two lines. Yeah, thank you. I was talking about two lines and their presence on every time frame, and why we are studying these two lines, how it is going to help us. So I have also created a complete blueprint which we are going to discuss today. That blueprint is nothing but it is covered in still some participants are joining. That is covered in detail, in depth, the understanding of two lines. Uh, Whatever I'll be, I am muting. Okay. I'm keeping everyone on mute. If you want to say something, you just need to unmute and then you can raise your hand. Today, we are going to spend our entire session, hopefully 70% of the session, in understanding the two lines concept. Okay. Uh, and why we should understand two lines, that I'm going to show you on the chart with slides, how I have arrived to this point, and what could be the use of this in our trading journey, and what could be the trading journey. So in this entire session, if we are conducting this session for 3 days or 5 days, the major concern I am going to take care is, after attending this session, you should get a better clarity of actions you are performing in trading. Even you should get uh, complete confidence in independently execute the trades. On top of that, you should scale this skill to a level where your current capital and your potential, actual potential, you can at least match your actual potential. Every trader in this ecosystem who is trying their luck, they always start with small capital, and normally we come across failure more faster than the success. And I have collected all the reasons for failure, and then I have tried to resolve every problem. I try to identify the root cause of every problem. And if I'm filtering out all the problems, what I got to know is there are specifically 9 filters. If you apply before starting your trading career, you can become successful. Would you like to know those 9 filters? Today you will know it, but would you like to experience those 9 filters? Then you are in the right session. Just a moment. So, can we just start this session with the guess? What could be the obstacles to become successful trader? We will list out, everyone will list out 3 points. Today we have 11 participants. Definitely, we will have some brainstorming before beginning of this, because then it will also relate whether the content is relative to you or not. As if it is relative, then you will also identify the filters or identify the root cause which is stopping us from trading or investing in a right way. So just list out 3 major challenges you might have faced in your trading journey. And definitely there are many challenges which are common to lot of traders. So I'll give you an example. For me, risk was the major challenge. For me, understanding market structure was the major challenge. For me, even deploying huge capital or scaling my trades was the major challenge. So I would like to write risk, then structure and scaling. Maybe you can write your 3 challenges you have faced. Please try to type something so that I'll also feel you guys are interested in this. And then we are coming to the slide. Meanwhile, you just try to type. FOMO, okay. Grid, entry, exit, 2 major challenges. Time frame, great. Big loss, less profit, early exit when trade is in profit, good. Risk exit because of fear, thereby huge losses, good. Risk in understanding the market, entry and exits, good that everyone is participating and answering, and we can then sense some problems are really common and some problems are completely different. Exiting with small profit is the major problem. No SL at all, that is also a problem, right? uh so normally market is all about mistakes, and we need to pay the cost of that mistake. If I am becoming a philosophical in this session, just try to stop me. Trading is majorly 90% it is about psychology, and two lines theory can contribute you or can help you only 1%. Two lines theory will not help you more than 1%. 90% you need to build your psychology. Remaining 7 to 8%, I'm going to help you to build that psychology. 90% area, I cannot change. I can only help you out up to 7 to 8%. And there will always be a scope of improvement, which is 2 3%. And 1%, although two lines theory is so super strong, there is no theory available in the market which has this strength which two lines have. Still, it is going to help you by 1%. Believe me. If your psychology is not right, then you are going to take early exit. If your psychology is not right, then you are going to stay long in the trade. So I am going to set some filters. I am going to introduce you to some filters which can help us to understand whether the problem is from our side or market side. And once you understand that, then you need to identify the filter, you need to apply the filter step by step. Every filter has some meaning, and if you are completely aware of that filter and every day in your trading if you are including that filter, no one can stop you from making your mistakes or making the mistakes which you were making before. So if we talk about trading, it is all about learning only one thing. Okay, today we are in day 2. Trading is all about learning one thing, and if you are learning that one thing, if you want to learn that one thing, this session is enough. Still, even after attending this session, you are going to unlearn this second slide, the break even point. This is the only thing we are here. Every trader is looking for how to handle his or her own break even. Market is Nirantar. Market has different styles. The break even point is the point which is going to protect us by utilizing our style against the market. So break even point is the only area which, before identifying this, most of the traders try their luck in the market. And sometimes trader assumes, or there is an illusion which is created by FIs or big players. The illusion is that we understand the market, or we understand some pattern, or we understand the risk. Every illusion is challenged by big money or smart money or FIs. And they create an illusion and they challenge an illusion. And in this challenge, they are always winner because they have enough money to prove their illusion. Whether it is right or wrong, they decide it runtime. And if you are on the right side of the illusion, where FI has decided today that today buyer will win, seller will not win, and they will create illusion for both. They will ask everyone to participate, because if the illusion in the price is not built in such a way that both the participants feel they have opportunity, then it is not going to happen. The market is the place where single price creates two illusion: the illusion which is related to buyer and illusion which is related to seller meets at one single point, one single price, and that's the reason both the participants participate in on single price with two different actions. And if any of the participant is not aware how to handle his or her break even, they are going to lose it miserably. Okay. Now to learn this break even, as I said, I have applied 9 filters. Today, this slide is enough, even for our lifetime. I have spent enough amount of time, I can say. I can claim, if anyone is understanding this break even in this 1 hour or 2 hour session, they are going to become successful in coming journey. Only one thing they need to take care of: their break even. No one should trigger your break even after attending this session. If there is anything which is triggering your break even, you should either identify and take care of that trigger. And normally trader fails in understanding their break even. They don't identify break even they are spending 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. You might have seen lot of traders present in the market, and they are trading continuously, they are losing money continuously. Some of the traders are successful and even they don't know why they are successful. I am going to give you a reason. The clear reason is, those who are successful, the trader or investor have identified their break even point, and they don't allow market or any other entity to cross that break even. Because what is the role of break even? It is a psychological point up to which a human brain behaves in planned manner. The break even, once it is crossed, once someone is challenging your break even, I'll give you a very lame or illogical example, and it it can give you a complete understanding about what is psychology, what is the depth of the psychology or psychological damage. Okay, just forgive me if I am using some wrong words, but this is the best example which can tell you a break even can turn a normal person into something else which is not normal to that person, or that person is not after break even, the person is not same, the psychology is not same. Suppose there is, now we have 16 participants in this session, and imagine 17th participant joined in this session, and the name of that participant is some random name, maybe Johnny. I hope Johnny is not part of this session. And if I say Johnny, on his face, Johnny, you are silly. This word, when I'm saying on his face, it is going to trigger some change in Johnny after listening to this. If I'm saying, Johnny, you are mad, it is going to shake Johnny with certain frequency. if I am using a more potential bad word, if I'm saying, Johnny, you are SOB, this is going to turn Johnny into something else, which might, where a few minutes or few seconds back, Johnny was something good or some personality. Now Johnny has absorbed this information in such a way that he could not understand, or he could react first and then he will understand why the reaction was like this. And I can definitely go to any level if my words are completely wrong or which are not normal to me, then it is going to challenge me, and then it is going to take out something which is not me out of my own behavior. And this is what market is doing with every trader. So how how can I handle this? You must have seen soldiers. Why soldiers are so strong? Because they are trained on their break-even points. Every break-even point, they're to tortured to create a benchmark on their break-evens. So no, a normal human cannot reach to that break-even, or normal humans break even or benchmark is very far from the soldiers benchmark. How they achieve that break even point, how they shift their break even point, how they are not triggered even after lot of torture, third degree torture, fourth degree torture, there is only one method. They are trained with the torture, and then their training in changes their limit of torture, right? So everything is break even. If you cannot handle current situation at your home, that means you have not trained that break even in handling the situation, and it is going to create misery in coming days, coming months. So if everything is around break even, then we should identify what are different triggers for break even point. Is my point clear? If I'm making any sense, just give me a rating on the basis of 1 to 10. It is not on your understanding whether this point is valid or not. If you find it valid, mark it 10. If you find it invalid, mark it 1. Thank you. So I'm getting the rating which is 10. So everyone accepted this. Thank you for this. And now we should start relating. If I want to survive in the market, I should have a benchmark which successful trader should have is having. And if I could not achieve that benchmark, if I could not prepare my break even, or if I could not protect my break even, I will never become successful. I need to build a wrapper around this break even. And if that wrapper is not there, and before building that wrapper, if I am going to try anything else, it is going to break me down. So I have tried to identify a lot of filters, and out of which 9 filters are really important. If these filters are taken care, no one can stop you from becoming successful trader. So I hope you guys are also ready to understand what are those 9 filters. Very easy. These filters are known to everyone. You might have identified some of the filters. I am going to give you a root cause of every filter, and once you are aware of the root cause, you are not going back to your original state. You are going to elevate your benchmark, elevate your boundaries to completely different level. If you are going to job, if you have any business, if you are homemaker, if you are anything in your family, you have that benchmark or break even for that role. Trader needs another level of benchmark, and your current benchmark is not going to help in trading. I hope you guys can relate this now. If you are a manager, you have different level of benchmark or break evens. If you are a small employee, you have different level of benchmark. If you're a school going person, you have different level of
break-even points, and every community defines this benchmark or train people to handle this benchmark. And those who are successful handling this, there you might have seen some of the careers are making excels, like they are excellent in their career. Why? Because they understand this trap and they can definitely elevate their benchmark, and they showcase the change in the break even point, and then they can handle the next role in the organization. Trading is also another level of role, and for that you need to set the benchmark, and you need to protect your boundaries. So for a trader, what level of boundary is needed? There are 9 different boundaries, including the own boundary. Own boundary is very important because this is where the trigger is going to affect. What kind of triggers going to affect? And we need to filter all. We have started with first filter, clarity. What is this clarity point? Is it okay if I now start with the topic and then I'll go to two lines theory? Because if we are reaching to alignment at this point, we should talk about two lines theory or the framework. Then it will make some sense. Before understanding this, I was not aware of all these factors. I started with this point, then I explored further this level, then I failed miserably, then I went back into the steps. So this is first step, second step, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, nine. After after understanding this step, I started repeating. I failed miserably. I did something else. Then I understood, okay, I need to go back somewhere. What is that go back? I was not sure. But today I can clearly tell you, if you are going to apply these 9 filters, it is going to make your life less miserable and more profitable. Clarity is nothing but, we'll start with the first point. I'll try to spend around 1 or 2 minutes on each topic. Then we will go to the chart and apply this logic, and we'll try to recreate the scenario, whether whatever we have discussed is applicable or not. If it is applicable, if you can get that click or get that idea before taking any trade, whether I have taken care of all 9 filters. If yes, then and only then you should initiate your trade. Clarity. Very importantly, clarity means when I started studying charts, started studying market, I did not have clarity from where to start. And then I covered lot of point. Yesterday we have discussed this in detail. News. I started studying news, and I started relating news. Then I understood, okay, news is not the right thing, which does not have direct proportion. What we have seen in maybe maths, news is not directly proportional to the result of the chart. Technical study is not directly proportional to the result of the chart. So this direct proportion, if you have some understanding about fundamentals, technicals, balance sheet, they do not have direct proportion to the chart. Then what is that is having direct proportion to the chart? Let me take you to the slide. Okay. So before going to the slide, you might have read most of the strategies. You might have watched very different YouTube channels and blown up your accounts. But have you ever read your own mind? If not, then now we are starting with reading your own mind. Welcome to Inner Compass, a journey not through charts but through yourself. Now you are going to relate. Everyone will have different learning on this slide onwards, because everyone journey, inner journey is completely different. Whatever I have learned in past 7 years, because my journey was different, and I have given the top priority to this learning, and I could understand the depth of this learning. But your journey might be different, your depth might be different, and now we need to bring everyone's depth on one single page, which will have definitely a delta. 80% understanding will be same, 20% your journey till this point is going to affect your further roadmap. So, chapter 1 or filter 1 says from knowledge to wisdom. What if everything you know about trading is just a noise? That is what we have started yesterday. If you are aware of any candlestick chart pattern indicator, that is all noise which is not required for trading. Wisdom begins when the mind stops chasing the knowledge and start observing the money. Money is smart money. You just need to observe from today onwards. You just need to observe smart money. Why? Because price has direct relation to money. If you don't have money in your pocket, your analysis is waste. Believe me, whatever hard analyst you might be, whatever clear, crystal clear analyst you might be, you cannot prove your point, because to prove our point, our analysis, we need money. That means from today onwards, we are not going to fight with the market. We are not going to fight with the smart money. We are going to cooperate. We are going to shadow smart money. If we are shadowing smart money, definitely we are going to get the result which shadow money or smart money is getting. So stop feeding on inputs. Start decoding the output. Stop everything. Stop every analysis. We need not to read fundamental technical studies. Just check output. That is one single chart. And that chart is better to study in candlesticks. And we are not changing it from candlestick to line, because in candlestick we have some decisions to make. We are not using candlestick color in our decision making. We are not using candlestick boundaries. We are using FIS boundaries. FIS two lines of control, not the high lows of the candle. Okay, we are completely working based on FIS footprints. We are identifying footprints. We are defining a boundary around it. You don't need more. You just need clarity. Two lines are enough. Always were, but we were not sure before. Now I am giving you that clarity. Technicals, news, theories are inputs, price is output. So whatever we are going to study today is output. Output matters only when backed by money. Output is the only thing which has direct relation to money. Your wisdom begins when your knowledge ends. Now, why? Why is this statement? We are not here to showcase our knowledge. We should make some money out of our understanding about the market. And the very first filter, the chapter says this very first filter is asking you to stay away from all the inputs or noises which have direct relation to noise and not price. You should put your direct relation to price, which is output. What is one thing you know that hasn't helped you in trading? You have listed out lot many things. Now you know, if you might have studied any chart pattern, it might work sometime, because it is a part of the universe. In trading universe, there are thousands of different chart patterns, hundreds of different candlestick patterns. There are tens of different indicators and maybe hundreds of different books. And the entire ecosystem is superset of all this, but this superset is driven by money. So whatever present in this ecosystem has direct relation to money, and if you are successful, then you are part of this pond and not the part of ocean. So sometimes you are successful, then you belong to this pond only. You have not aligned your actions to the ocean. You need to think in terms of ocean, align your action to ocean, then you fall in any pond, you will become successful. We are not part of small pond, we are part of a big ocean. And once you train yourself and understanding the price which has direct relation to money, then you can define your trade in any kind of market with any potential. Okay, can you track your last three trade? Was it input led or output led? This is just a litmus test. A first litmus test you can do. Just go back. The moment you are turning the table, the moment you are turning your all the action based on output, you will find more profits in the trade. Okay, is this point clear? Shall I go ahead? So from today onwards, we will only focus what FIs are doing in the market. We are not going to we are not going to, you will not find in last 7 years, or I have actively taken batches in last 3.5 years. We have never discussed about any of the chart patterns, candlestick patterns, OI data, anything. Still, we are successful and more successful than any other traders in the ecosystem. So just allow me to go ahead whether you have understood this point. So first point was clarity. Who is going to give us clarity? Money. Money means FIS. Forget about the rest. Just give me permission, yes, to go to the chapter 2, filter 2. Can you please define what you mean by price? What is equal to output? Yes. So imagine I would like to give you a very simple example because there is one query from Naresh and this is also going to help others. Imagine I want to go to office from Thana to Turbe. Okay. And my train is around 9:30 and I got a late to reach to the station. And when I just entered in the station, I saw some train is coming and going towards the direction of Turbe from Thana. Those who are not aware what is Thana or Turbe, the Thana is the starting station and there is one station which could be the end station, but Turbe is the station in the middle of this journey. So one train had just started from Thana to Turbe side. I'm not sure whether it will go to Turbe or not. And the next train which is going to coming, maybe it is going to take the next 30 minutes. So I took an immediate decision. I saw the train is not yet started moving fast, so I jumped into the trade and then I just checked where if there is any empty seat. Normally we don't get any empty seat in Tanavachi train, but I fortunately got an empty seat and I sat nearby one person. And there were few people sitting. One person was already sleeping, and 3-4 person were on mobile. And then I was not sure whether this train will go to Turba or not. So I asked a person immediately sitting next to me. I asked him, "Will this train go to Turbe?" So he said, "I don't think it will go to Turbe. It will go to Airoli only." The person who is sitting next to me, Airoli is the station before Turbe. Okay. So he told me that the train might go to Airoli. And this is an input he has given me that based on his own understanding, he created this analysis. He analyzed the situation and he is aware that train always go to Airoli. So it is going to go to Airoli only because he has never seen anything beyond Airoli. And Turbe is the fourth station beyond Airoli. Then I asked the person who is sitting on the right side, is this train going to Turbe? Then he said, yes, this will go to Turbe because I normally go to Turbe with this train only. Sometimes I get down at Sanpada, so I have seen lot of time. Sanpada is the next station than Turbe. Then there is one person which was sleeping completely in deep sleep. He might have started from Thane and he knows where the train is exactly going. And he's sleeping in entire journey without worry. But I was looking for every station and the journey is proceeding towards my station. And then I saw the person who said the train goes to Airoli. He got down at Airoli, and we went for next station. We went for from Airoli, then Rabale, then again, I think I am not sure about the station, Ghansoli. Then there was a Turbe station. And then I got a relief because the information which is given by that person who was sitting on right has saved me. He said me the right information. I assumed the output, the input which he has given me is the right input. I assumed, and next time onwards, whenever I thought of following the decision I thought of, I will follow his decision. If he is going to meet me, or with this decision, I started with my next journeys. I have then taken my 20, 30 trains with this understanding. But one fine day, the train went beyond Turbe. Then I realized, okay, the actual train was not going to Turbe. I missed that station and I had to get down at Sanpada. And in one of the time, I also missed that Sanpada. I went to Vashi. And now I don't know whether how many stations are there before after Turbe. Whether Vashi is the end, Sanpada is the end, because I was considering Turbe was the end. Are you guys understanding? I'm building my understanding based on someone else input, and that someone is not right. Then what I did, I asked that person who is sleeping. Every day he is used to sleep while sitting in the train. He said the motorman is his motorman who is driving the train is his friend. And he knows every day, he knows sure that train is going to Vashi. And if the train is stopping at Vashi, the motorman will ask him to get down if he is not waking up. Or he knows when train will stop, he is also putting the alarm or something using which he gets down at Vashi and he has no fear until Vashi. So I'm asking you, don't ask or don't base your understanding based on the inputs. Those have limited understanding. Those inputs are not going to help us out for our entire journey. Just ask FIs what they are doing, what is their plan. If you don't know their understanding, put your time in understanding their plan. One day, one fine day, after spending 2-3 months, FIs are going to talk to you through price. And once you know how to interpret their actions on price, you are going to forget all the other inputs. They are not useful. Then you will always know what motorman's plan is, and motorman exactly knows the train is running from source to destination, right? And then we can shadow this motorman. I hope, Naresh, I have answered your question. So we are shadowing motorman. Now we are going to next slide. Chapter 2 or filter 2, smart risk and safe growth. If your strategy is smart or it is just expensive. A very important point. The market does not reward bravery, it rewards probability. Bravery, the difference between bravery and probability. What was our second point? If you look into this, risk. If you want to take a risk, before knowing who is driving the market, if you are going to take a risk, it has 90% of probability of failure. Why? Because you are building your base based on someone who does not aware of entire picture, who is only aware of his station, right? So I'm asking you, before defining any strategy, you should have a clarity about the market. Once you get the clarity, then you should define your risk based on that, or you should define a risk factor which is going to help you in building risk in the situation given by that input, or in the situation given by uh, that smart money. If smart money is creating any situation for you, if you know the situation is created by smart money, then you exactly know the risk. If you don't know whether the situation is created by smart money or not, i I was not sure that train is going to go beyond Vashi or not, but smart money was always sure that the train has no capacity to go beyond Vashi. You should map your understanding, or you should map your risk by knowing the train is definitely going to go Vashi. Till then, you have no risk. That means now you have mapped your risk in a right manner. Take two-digit risk with six-digit mindset. Two-digit risk with six-digit mindset. So we are starting small. What I have built with this understanding, we are going to see this when we are reaching to point 6. To define the risk in a smart way, To identify the smart growth or safe growth, we should not have higher risk in the beginning of the career. Why? Because it is not going to give us all the sides. It is not going to give us, suppose you have only 100 rupees and you want to test which the train goes to which stations. So today, if you are going to take a ticket up to Airoli, you are going to, it is going to cost you 10 rupees. Tomorrow you decided I want to go to Rabale, it is going to cost you 20 rupees. Third day, if you thought I will also check the next station, then it is going to Gansoli, you paid 30 rupees. 60 rupees are already gone. You have only 100 rupees. Now you have 40 rupees. The fourth station is Ghansoli, or fourth station is Turbe, and then you are going to take the ticket for the fourth day, and now you can test. You have reached to Turbe, but you never know because your capital is now over. Now you can never test Sanpada. Now you can never test Washi. You can never go to Sanpada, never go to Washi. So what I'm saying, you go to Airoli with this 10 rupees, earn 10 rupees, come back, repeat it multiple times, repeat it so many times that so that you will have, you will increase your capital 100 200, and once you are ready to make profit, you are ready to you are ready with the skill which can regenerate profit out of it. With this profit, with this additional money, try try going to and try go and check next stations. Okay, so failing small is a learning, failing big is a quitting. Simplest statement. If you are failing small, definitely it is going to give us small learning. If you are failing big, it is going to ask you to quit, because then next step to check next failure, you may not have, we may not have some capital left. Your 10% risk per trade is the tuition for the market school. It's very simple. Why we have developed plus 40 minus 40 AK40 trade? Why we have developed AK40 trade? Why we have developed Dashamastra? 10% of option premium risk, whichever coming first, either plus 10% or minus 10%. It is going to give you multiple failures. It is going to give you to come across multiple failures, and it is also going to help you out to then check the depth of the failure. It can also help you to change the depth. It is like today you are testing minus 10% plus 10%. Tomorrow you can test minus 100%. How? Without gamble. Just try to take a risk of 10% every day. Collect 100% in 10 days. It is not possible that 10 days is going to, you are going to get those 10 profitable days immediately, one after other. You may take 25 days, out of which 10 are profitable days, or residue of 25 days might be 10 profitable days. But after completing these 25 days, you have 10 days of profit. That means you can take a risk now, either 100% in one trade or 50% in true trade. At least you, instead of testing Gansoli, you can directly test Sanpada. If you are failing, capital is with you. Don't worry about that. So summary is practice failing smart. And to practice failing smart with small capital, what we have defined, start with your 1 lakh of capital and fail for 1400. Don't fail beyond 1400. You are going to make this mistake. Every trader, if you are part of Black Pearl 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and if you are not profitable, this is the very first mistake you are still repeating. Those who were part of previous Black Pearls, just accept it, whether you are doing it or not, and if you are doing it, whether you are successful or not. If anyone from previous batch in this 17 participants, are you coming across a scenario where you are giving more than 10% to the market and it is hitting hard to you? Nothing wrong in accepting. We are close forum. If anyone is judging you, it is not going to change our trading journey. Okay? Just say yes or no if you have faced this. It is also okay if you don't say anything. I can understand. Simple, sample wide, learn fast. Sample wide, learn fast. So we need to, it is a sampling. What is sampling? You need to take trades in multiple scenarios. Same kind of trade, it is going to give you a continuous learning, and it is going to filter out. It is going to ask your mind, or it is going to give you a hint that if I would have stopped in the first or second trade by losing big, I could not have reached to this understanding. Now, this after taking 200 loss making trades, I understood, okay, I was making this small mistake. I was not understanding in which side the 0.33% move is going to come. And without fixing that, I tried multiple times. But at least now I know I should define the side where I should take this trade. Okay, build survival and enable growth. What is this very important learning? Before defining survival skill, before practicing mastering survival skill, most of the traders after 2-3 months, even every one of us who are present in this forum, once we start taking trade, when you find 40 points, catching 40 points with this indicator is very easy. After seventh or eighth trade, I'll definitely get a chat in the WhatsApp. Sanjay, I have taken this trade today and I did not stop at minus 40, and it wiped out my all the 120, 130 hard earned points, 200 hard earned points. Then your mind assumes that now you know the survival game. The survival game, we should define a survival strategy. What is a survival strategy? Very simplest rule. If you look into my Excel, I'm going to share that Excel with you. If you can build another 1 lakh from your 1 lakh of capital, then and only then you should switch to second quantity. If you are not able to build another 1 lakh from current 1 lakh, then we are still, although if we have spent 10 13 years in the market and we cannot build another 1 lakh from 1 lakh of capital, that means we are fresher to the market. This is my quote now. Your last trade is your experience certificate of your market journey. If in your last trade, if you have not made controlled loss or profit, I am talking about controlled loss or profit, up to controlled loss, up to minus 10%, everything is valid in trading. That means you are experienced trader. If you have made any uncontrolled loss in your last trade, that means although even after spending 10-20 years, we are still fresher in the market. So your size of loss defines your lifespan. Mark this word. This filter is very important. What is the second filter? Once we know, we are building our understanding based on the smartest money. And what is the next immediate step? Although you know what is happening big way, you should start small. Your loss making size, your practice size should be very small and good enough that it can give you enough money to survive. It can give you enough money to scale. It can give you enough confidence to see result as a 5-digit result after spending too much of effort in the market. And that's the reason we have defined this. On top of 1 lakh of capital, you should buy only one lot and you should trade. You should be profitable for 12 successful days. Then after 4-5 weeks, after 4 weeks, you are going to make 15 to 16% of the money. This is nothing but 5-digit profit. It is good money for human mind. Quick quiz. What is your average risk per trade? Just post your average risk you have defined in your mind that is close to your break-even point. It is going to reveal your break-even point. 17 participants, all the 17, 16 participants, please post your break-even. At what point you feel now the trade will make, now I should quit the trade, or this is the point up to which minus 2000, minus 5000 I can hold my risk. You can see the varieties in your mind, sitting in your mind. Just try to post minus 1000. HP, may I know your good name because I cannot see what's your name? Siddesh
This is me, Mini.
Mini ji. Okay, thank you.
That I don't know how it is coming as HPL.
Okay, no problem. Aparna is minus 3000. Siddeshwar is minus 1000, minus 1400. Hemant, good. 1% risk, good. So see, there is variety of break even already sitting in your mind. Now, if you define minus 4,000 is Naresh. Now, if you define anything, and if it has a capacity to test your break even, like if you are taking a trade and immediately within next 30 minutes or next 5 minutes, it is showing you minus 4,000, forget about what you have planned. You will be completely different person. You will forget about your plan, you will forget about your trading, you will forget about this session, everything, because now you are not the same person who was sitting in this session. You are something else. This triggers something else, which is going to take out something out of you which you have never controlled. So what is the right thing to control? Train your mind to handle minus 4,000, or train your mind to handle up to minus 4,000. And if you don't know how to handle beyond 4,000, just cut your position. Then train your mind to handle up to minus 5,000, then minus 10,000. We cannot directly jump from minus 1,000 to minus 10,000. It is going to kick your psychology out of your mind. Market is only created for such participants. They are when the participant does not know their trigger, they miserably lose their control during live market, and no one is going to stop you because it is live market. It is every moment it is clicking. It will show you minus 4,000. Slightly after a few seconds, it is going to show you now it is minus 3.5, and you will add a hope, another chemical you are going to add into it. If fear is added with the hope as a chemical, it is giving a clear sign to mind, wait, please wait. And this wait is going to kill your entire potential. It is going to kill your lifespan in the market. 1% per trade of any capital size. I am not going to give more than 1%. Yes, that's the perfect mindset. Once you define this, when 1% is touched, start thinking after, just close that time bomb. Every trade you are taking is a time bomb. It has a timer in terms of money. When the timer reaches to your break even point, just hand over that time bomb to someone else. Don't allow that time bomb to burst in your hand, please. So quick quiz, as we saw, there are different break even sitting in your mind. I cannot guarantee that your break even will be a suitable break even for the test scenario. So I have created a standard break even minus 400 rupees for every mind. Start small, fail small, learn faster. How many times you can lose without going broke? Even after first defeat, we assume losing money in the market is our defeat. But losing controlled money is a win, big win, because you did not allow market to trigger your break even. And you have defined your risk, your benchmark. So starting of the benchmark should be always small. This is the second filter. So if any moment you are planning to start your trading journey now, after listening to this session, start with the smallest possible break even point. Even whatever you have shared in today's session, you can define some smaller version of this and start against that smaller version. But then there is a challenge. How can I know that my 3,000 is going to hit by market or not? I should also map this to the depth of the market, right? If suppose I have defined my minus 10,000 as an 500 quantity with 2 points stop loss. If I am trading 500 quantity with minus 2 point stop loss, and someone else is trading 2 quantity with minus 500 stop loss, which is going to trigger first? Just tell me, scenario A or scenario B? Scenario A is 500 quantity minus 2 point stop loss. Scenario B is two quantity minus 500 stop loss. A, right? So that means we also need to, although we have understood we need to take a small risk, but that risk we should map to the market sentiments or the market depth, right? So we will also come to that point. So just give me a sign that we are thorough with second filter. Are we ready to go to third filter? Any queries, questions in that, in this? I hope I'm making some sense in your trading journey. So chapter 3 or filter 3, balance routine versus flexibility. Are you trading your truth or someone else's strategy? What is this? So two lines theory is whether it is a strategy or it is something else. Let me bring your attention to this point. Two lines theory is not a strategy. Two lines theory is a way I have given you to handle the market and identify which is the best way to handle the market. Have you understood my statement? It is a weapon given to you to identify your own self, but by knowing the capacities of the market. So I am revealing capacities to you, the depths of the market, and helping you out with this understanding. Can you build your own understanding how you're going to handle it, right? So that was one of the biggest challenge for me. There are two extreme ends in the market. I always mention, if you are part of this spectrum, there are two extreme ends to the spectrum. One where the persons who belongs to this end, they are masters of the structures, and the person belongs to this end, they are masters of the adjustment. What is the difference between these two personality and everyone else? Or if we consider entire stock market, everyone belongs to this line, either sitting at this point, at this point, whichever point. Okay, if this is an extreme end, those who are aware of such structure, or they cannot take their trade if the structure is unknown. These are the guys, they cannot start trading or they cannot take their first trade when the structure is unknown. Their blocker is the structure. They are the guys, they don't know the structure, even they don't care what is the structure, they just take trade. But either they have a handler or weapon to handle the structure, whether it is challenged or not. So they, how can they enable themselves without knowing structure? How can they jump into the trade? There are many big reasons or many valid reasons. One of the reason is money. They have unlimited money. Why they are not taking why they are not scared of the structure? Because they know whatever structure market is going to deploy, they can adjust their position 5, 6, 10 times, and then over the period they become option sellers. They align themselves, or they understand by doing repeating that they belong more towards the right side of the market, and they belong more toward the left side of the market. When the people option buyer, majorly most of the option buyer belongs to this area. There are some of the participants, they are option buyer and option seller, they fall in the middle or close to somewhere. So you need to identify your spot, where exactly you do belong, and then you can start your journey with either this point, at this point, by taking some option buying trade and few option selling trade, or taking major action selling trade and some of the option buying trade, right? Have you understood this point? So market are question papers, solve yours, not others. You may come across all the question paper. So patient zone is not a question paper for option buyer. Patient zone is a question paper served for option seller. The trending zone is a question paper served for option buyer. And if option seller is going to challenge, attempt that question paper, still he will be successful if he has unlimited money. He will try to adjust the position after certain points, then after certain points, then after certain points, but he can do it for 3 or 4 times. If the market is running in one direction for 7, 8, 100 points, then he is going to fail because his strategy or his money will get finished after third or fourth adjustment, right? Discover your pattern. Are you scalper, swinger, sniper, anything? How to discover this? Go back to step 2 and step 1. First, to discover your own nature, you should first understand the entire super system or entire superset of the market. So FIs are the superset. In that, now you are sitting on the right set of information and you are analyzing yourself. If you are not sitting with the right set of information and you are analyzing yourself, then you are also going to fail. So imagine you, if you are a technical specialist or fundamental specialist and you are only targeting into the some sub area of the entire ecosystem, and based on that, if you try to identify your own nature, then will that nature be the right one? No, because you have only tested only for one scenario, not for the holistic scenario, right? Second step, when you go back, when you want to know what kind of trader you are, how will you know it? By taking small risk again and again and again and again and again. Forget about profit and loss, forget about green and red figure. Just keep taking trade every day. Slowly and gradually your mind is going to give you the test whether you like sweet or sour, whether you are sweet, you like sweet or bitter. The test is going to develop over the period, or it is going to give you a sign that you never like a bitter taste. You always like a sweeter one or salty one. Know your break even point and align your mental energy, money around that. Trade inside your mental bandwidth. What is mental bandwidth? It is nothing but break even point. Trade within your range. Anyone is triggering your range. हिंदी में बोलता हूं, अगर मुझे मुंह पे किसी ने गधा बोला तो मुझे इतना नहीं लगेगा, लेकिन कोई कोई ऐसी गाली दी जो मैंने कभी सुनी नहीं है एंड आई डोंट नो हाउ टू रिएक्ट, माय रिएक्शन वुड बी कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट, राइट? तो मुझे पता ही नहीं चलेगा मेरा हाथ कब उठ गया या मैंने जो भी कर लिया. तो पहले अपने खुद को ट्रेन करो. You need to train your bandwidth, or you need to elevate that bandwidth to handle everything. And to elevate that, you need to take a risk for lifetime. And to take a risk, take a unlimited take unlimited risk in limited capital. There is only one way: small failures. Do these small failures without any expectation. Every trader has an invisible wall sitting in his mind. Your size, goals, and environment create that limit, not my size, limit, and environment. Still, I am giving you a framework to fail. If without expectation, even with the small expectation that I will, the last outcome will be with this activity, you are going to fail small. You are not going to fail in a big way. So, in 1 lakh of capital, after performing this activity for 2.5 months, 84 days, you may either be sitting at plus 80,000, or minus 20,000 or plus 20,000. Like on top of 1 lakh, you will be either 80,000 or 1,20,000. Every trader has individual. True strength is knowing when to stop. And this is the very first slide. Only one learning when to stop. And it takes year for trader to learn when to stop. Quick quiz: how much you can really lose and still sleep tight, right? If you are losing minus 1400, you are going back by 1 day. It is not going back by a year. What is your monthly PNL boundary? This is nothing but 420 points. What is your weekly PNL boundary? It is 120 points. Either you can gain 120 points or maximum you can lose minus 120 points. That's all. Oh, sorry. I think I jumped. Fifth point. I accidentally jumped to it is automatically getting clicked. Sorry, the points I have covered are part of some of the filters and it is mixed now. So you just need to evaluate which filter we are referring when. We will again go back to the slide to align. Yes. So we had discussed about clarity, we have discussed about risk, we have discussed about this style. Style is nothing but either you are option buyer or seller, either you are structure oriented or you are not, you if still you are not not aware of the structure, you can initiate the trade and you have enough capital to adjust your trade. The next thing is sentiments. So we are going to chapter 4. Let me check what was there in chapter 3 and which I accidentally refer in somewhere else. So try many, refine one. Definitely. Okay, I'll again go through the chapter 3 first. Balance routine versus trading. Are you trading truth or someone else strategy? Market or question papers? Good. This point we have covered. Discover your pattern. Yes. Improvise your work after. Improvisation works after you master your core. Yes, you should understand your core first and then you should master. Normally people start mastering by by testing their understanding on first limited source, like only on technical or fundamental analysis. They think that now they should master this and they fail because market is not always serving to fundamentalist. It also serves to technicalist also. It also serves to news feeders. It also serves to OI data feeders, right? Improvisation works after you master the core. So the first thing is you need to identify your core. Flexibility is not a chaos. It is a calibrated movement. You should be flexible enough, and to try this flexibility you should have enough chances to try the flexibility. Before scaling your risk, you just need to go through every risk. Then your mind is going to perform or behave in expected manner in every risk. So you should, if you have never come across a risk which you are coming across now, and you may never know how you should react, then you are going to fail for the first time. Second time you will at least understand, okay, I had come across but I still do not have solution. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, through while running through all the chaos, you will start getting the clarity. Now I understood I should not come across this, and if I'm coming across this, I should not handle this. If I'm coming across this, I can definitely handle this. You can definitely bifurcate this kind of move. So try many, refine one. So try multiple risks, identify which question papers are easy for you. Your style is your age. Align everything to your age. Routine is your anchor and flexibility is your sell. So you should take your routine trades, and flexibility is nothing but to test the market scenarios, and you need to sail into all these structures. Style is freedom within the discipline. So you can definitely identify your style which sits within your discipline. What was your best trade style? So if I ask you, how many of you are taking trades which you can hold for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, or with some expectations? So what is your best style of trading? Either are you sniper, swing trader, scalper, positional trader, intraday trader? What kind of trader you are? You can just mention your way. Okay, scalper. I need any 2 3 inputs. Intraday. Good. Intraday and swing. Fine. So how do you decide when to break the routine? This is also we have defined in our trading style. So if you are successful for 3 days in catching 40 points, then you should start selling again. Until and unless if you are not able to make 120 points with your routine anchor, don't go for any other type of trade. This is how you decide your break-even routine. Right? You should define your style. You should identify what is local to you, what is core to you. Repeat it again and again. Take a profit, make a profit, hold the profit. Once you start holding the profit, either after holding the right amount of profit, you can choose to sell again for the different opportunities to understand your flexibility more. I'll go to slide 4. We have mixed up some of the understanding, but somewhere we are going to reach to that common understanding. So 3 points we have covered. We should know we are following whom. We should follow the right set of participants. That is the filter 1. Filter 2, we should define the right limits on our risk, and that limit should be mapped to your break even. Third, we should know then what kind of trader we are. And now we are reaching to fourth one. Fourth one is read the signs around you. Can you see the elephant footprints in the jungle of a price? Can you see the elephant's footprint in the jungle of a price? Now this is telling us, is it really possible if elephant is walking in the jungle with his big footprints? It is really impossible to identify, right? It is possible, right? Just you need to understand these are the elephant's footprint. So price is the ink, sentiment is the script. This is what I have learned over the years. Sentiment or money is going to help price to buy ink and write on the chart. Every time, whenever there is something change in the price, it is nothing but the sentiment who is supporting that change have that amount of money. If the sentiment do not have that amount of money, the ink is not going to write that price. FI sentiment leaves visible footprints on the chart. Most traders get distracted by the noise. Why? Because they are focused on their limited profit. Before knowing the length of the market, they define their limits, and the limits are not mapped with the FI sentiments. Either we are challenging their sentiments. Once we start aligning our sentiments, once we identify their footprints, we can definitely plan our trading in a peaceful manner because FI will back our actions. Most of the traders get distracted. Okay, learn to trade the unspoken, the power, not the patterns. So whatever we are aligning is to the power. Summary: one dominant psychology drives every move. Footprints are everywhere, hidden in the plain sight. Hidden in plain sight. Sentiment is the only language of the silent majority. And that sentiment is clearly, if you believe me, without 2 lines of understanding, if you yourself going to spend 2 or 3 months with naked chart, you are going to get the same understanding. With 2 lines theory, or to evolve this 2 lines theory, I have spent more than 7 years to get to utter clarity. But it is also possible to you. You just need to defocus from profit and loss, red and green figure, and just think about the output which is printed on the chart. And that output is going to reveal you everything. What was the last big move you missed? Could you spot the footprint next time? Do you know any last move you missed? Any last big move you missed? And I am going to show you what was the footprint FIS is given. Do you want to see the beauty of the 2 lines theory? I'm going to show you one move where market moved, Bank Nifty moved for 6,000 points, and this entire journey of 6,000 points, it has taken a dent of only 0.33%. Every time it took a dent, it was only for 180 points, not more than that. Okay, so is this point clear? So read the signs around you. Do not read the noise. Let me go to, so this point belongs to sentiments, our psychology and market sentiments. So market is a combination of millions of psychologies, and if you are mixing all the psychologies, it creates an illusion of one sentiment, and that one sentiment, with that one sentiment, price starts moving, and then there is one entity which take overs the sentiments, and they start driving that sentiments as per their outcome, not as per individual outcome. They build this illusion of sentiment, and they push their money to drive these sentiments, and they try to identify area where most of the sentiments are against their sentiment, and this is how they beat. So if we are aligning our trades with the sentiments who are going to drive the market, then we will not sitting on the failing side. Boundaries. The next important point is boundaries. That is point number 5. Let me take you to point number 5. Filter 5. Know your limits, build your strength. What is your mind breaking point, and do you know it yet? So now you should first try to identify your break even point. If you are not aware, till then utilize my breaking point, minus 1400 rupees, or minus 40 points, or minus 10%. These three are nothing but same. Just try to utilize this. Ego overestimates, awareness aligns. This says set your limits before the market does. Otherwise, market is going to define limits for you. And market is unlimited, and that's the reason if we don't know our limits, market is giving us unlimited stop loss. Know your break even point in rupees, mental and trade inside your mental bandwidth. This is what we have tried to refer in the point 3. But when you know your limits, what is knowing your limits? It is knowing your bandwidth. It is knowing your break even points and enabling everything around that break even point. Every trader has invisible wall. Your size, goal, environment creates your current journey. How you have reached to this session? Maybe you have gone through a lot of other YouTube videos, whatever your understanding, but to go ahead with this session, you just need one important thing, that is break even. True strength is knowing when to stop mentally. It is knowing when to stop. How much can you really lose and see peacefully, and what is your monthly, weekly PNL boundary? We have already covered this point. I am not sure whether I have covered sixth point. I have not created slide for that. But then we are coming to an alignment. After knowing all these points, we are coming to a point of alignment, and this alignment is nothing but how to win more by pushing less. How to win more by pushing less. So now we are setting, or after knowing everything, we are going to align a weapon which will cover all the 5 filters and give us a flexibility to understand our own self. Is this point clear to you? Anyone is confused about this point, what I have stated right now? Now, after knowing these 5 filters, I have built one weapon which covers all these 5 filters, and it allows us to get exposed to the market, and it will help us to test ourselves and take out best of ourselves with taking a limited risk, with knowing the market structure, with knowing our own style, with knowing market sentiments, and with knowing our own with setting our own boundaries. So are we ready to go to next step now? Alignment. Is it fine? Just give me yes or no. If there is any confusion, please take a clarity before going ahead. Okay. Just a moment, I'll just take a short break. Before going ahead, we will take a short break. I'll just take some water and then we will continue. Give me 2 more minutes. We have still 30 minutes left and we are going to hit the core of two lines theory. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Hello, pirates. I am back.
Thank you for your patience. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So let's go to the next thing slide. So after spending next 10 minutes, so we have 30 minutes left total in total. After spending next 5 minutes on these slides, we're going to see exactly this on the chart. And so today we are going to discuss this structure in depth. And tomorrow we will again start with this. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Monday, we will start again with this understanding. And we will talk about more about executions, direct executions, because once you are completely confident about the base, you can do anything. Your mind will be allowing you to execute the trade which you might have not dared to take before. Already you have all the understanding in your mind, but you are looking for someone who can help you out with that confidence, and that confidence is nothing but two lines theory. Two lines theory is giving to give you a clarity on direction, clarity on the length of the move, and once these two things are known to any trader, they can do miracles. That is how two lines theory is aligned. So market is basically running, walking, or taking halt in these three different colors. One is bullish, it is an up move. Then bearish, it is a down move. And blue color, which is nothing but it is neither up or down, not down, or it is an opposite, like it is either up or down at the same time. Up and down are fighting in the same movement, and that's the reason it is not going in any direction, because both the direction are fighting with each other. Okay, so I will be going fast through the slides. If you have any doubt, just stop me or just post something in the comment and I'll address those. One complete phase for the market. What is that one complete phase? The market is running with some purpose. So every move has some purpose. Market is not random. Suppose price has taken a move and it went down, then it has again taken a move, went up, then again from here it is going down, going down, going down, and going up. Every move is scripted. Every move has some meaning, some purpose. And the purpose, if we talk about the purpose can be defined by two phases. One is this phase, and then second one is this phase. So this and this. So if you look into this is one phase which I have shown, and this is another phase which I have shown. I'll just mark with some yellow color. So this and this are two different areas of the same phase. If we want to understand any decision, so one complete decision is made up of these two things. Sideways move, or I will call, normally if you are referring to two lines theory, it is decision making phase. And then either this one or this one is action taking phase. Is this point clear? Quickly say yes or no so that I'll proceed quickly through these slides. This is decision making, this is action taking. If we want to understand any phase, and if anything is happening in that phase, that says some decision is made and some action is taken on that decision. Clear? Just say yes or no. Okay. Thank you, Naresh. Thank you, Manoj. Now, if there is a decision, that decision, if we take a X-ray of that decision, it looks like this. When I observed this decision making phase in the initial 8 months,
In the initial 8 months, it was like this to me, unknown, or something is happening. We have no clue what is happening. Something is happening. Something is happening. When I spent another 6 months on that, then I got to know it has also different stages, and we can exactly know when they are going to make that decision, and when they start with the decision, when they take a control of that decision, when they exactly deploy their decision, and based on that decision what is the outcome they are planning in this phase. And once we know what is planned, we can exactly know the outcome. So this entire phase they take to build this decision, and this decision building start with different phases. So A, suppose we are talking about A, outcome of A can be B or B. So either B on the positive side, it is upside, or B on the negative. It is the same nature of outcome. Only thing is the direction of that outcome is different, but nature will be same. Now, from M1 to M2, observation point. What it said, M1 to M2, it is like this point. Upper point is M1 and down point is M2. These dents, the market is running from somewhere. Imagine market is running from somewhere. Which color shall I use? Blue, green, purple. Market is running from somewhere, and then someone has stopped the price and pushed against the direction. So if it is coming down, it has pushed against the direction, and when price started going up, someone again pushed it down and asked price to go down again. So someone has controlled price from going down and pushed up, and that same entity is again not allowing price to go up immediately. It is also pushing it down, and then it is slowly pushing up and down and controlling everything within these two boundaries. So the point where when it is stopped for the first time, this is called as M1, this is called as M2. So this is nothing but identifying the dents. Then false breakouts are happening. What will happen once M2 and M2 are M1 and M2 are plot? Either price will challenge this boundary and it will fake out, or it will try to give you an impulse that it is going beyond the boundary and it will immediately come back, or it is going beyond this boundary and it will immediately come back. So it is going to challenge the boundaries, and by giving the false breakouts. And then what is the purpose of this? If the boundary is challenged, then the market is asking or creating an illusion for buyers. Now buyers means the direction upside. If the price is moving up, it can give an illusion that price will rise. So call buyers will be a benefit. Call buyers will have benefit. Or if anyone is buying and waiting for selling on the higher price, then those guys will get a opportunity. But this is just a illusion, because we have clear understanding the market is controlled within some points. And if the range is known to us, then it is going to help us to know this is the trap. And once we are aware of the trap, normal retailers can participate in this, but two lines participant will never participate in this. And when the actual break is going to happen, so every break is false break or what? No. Then there will be certain phase after point D. So between point A and B, suddenly the break will get applied. Then during B and C, M1 and M2 will get formed during this B to C phase. During C to D, there will be the market saturation from opportunity to, or from movement to no movement. So the green means freely my price can move, and approaching towards reds means price will face a stress. So suppose price was running like this, someone will apply additional break and control the price. Then that control will be either on both the sides. So that's the reason it is in yellow phase. And then it will be price is actually in control after marking these 2 points. And then when price will start getting control, the participation will start losing interest, because in the initial move, when the support and resistances, we will find breakout is happening. People will participate, but then they will realize now this is the support and this is this is the resistance, this is the support, and they are waiting for support or resistance to break. And whatever happening within this, they may get an illusion with the chart pattern or the candlestick pattern. And with this illusion, they may identify, okay, price will move like this, but price will never cross the boundary. But the illusion will be deployed by giving an impulses to the boundaries. If you are trader, have you observed this? Just those who are trading in Nifty, Bank Nifty, have you observed this in past with the chart? Just say yes or no if you have observed. And after point D, there will be a clear indication that price is going to move upside or downside. So actual break is going to happen. And the nature of break will either go to 1 or twice the distance. If it is going to 1 and if it is taking U-turn, we have some different understanding. If it is going to reach to 2, we have some different understanding. The way it is reaching to 1 or 2 is also a different understanding. Right? Yes. So participants are saying yes, they have seen this. And this is what we are going to study in depth. So if you want to understand this in depth, this is the slide. Before PZ, it can be a last TZ or anything which is unknowingly trending. What is the meaning of this statement? Before PZ. Before TZ, price might be coming from somewhere and then someone is controlling like this, right? Or price might be coming from the up and someone is controlling this. So this statement says before PZ, it can be last TZ, last trending move, last trending zone, or anything which is unknowingly trending. It is like unknowingly it is going to some direction and someone is now controlling, and then pies enter into the PZ, and M1 M2 confirms the PZ. Like if this is first point, how to mark this first point as M1 and how to mark the second point as M2. This we can definitely know. Price moves within the PZ, controlled but not allowed to run beyond the range. It is moving in the range but controlled but not allowing to go beyond the range. Price under controls and runs longer distance in particular direction. D is the phase where price is under control and moves in the specific direction. So this is controlled move adding stress. This is where M1 and M2 are identified. This is where break is applied. This is how price is broken on the chart. If this slide is clear, we should go ahead to next slide. Shall I? Just say yes or no. So usually whenever price goes to sideways, thank you for all the yes, price goes sideways, and you can see for sideways the time. So if you are looking into the chart X, if this is Y and if this is called as an X, so X tells us about the time and Y tells us about the distance, right? So in pure physics, the movement of the chart is nothing but distance is equal to speed. What is the formula? Distance is equal to speed into time. Okay. So if I want to control a price, so I want to control the speed of the price, definitely it is going to take good amount of time in limited distance. Is this point clear? We are going to, the price is going to manipulate with the distance and the time. How it will get manipulated? The algo will deploy a restriction on distance, and with these restrictions, the price will try to cover that distance, and the time will be given is a longer duration, and it will create a nature which is suitable for option writers. Understood? And then if bull run and bear run needs to be planned, then equal amount of. So here, if suppose the time is given 2 or 3 times, here 1 times time is given and 1 times distance is given, right? 1 times distance is given. So the distance will be covered in 1t. Here distance, here 1 distance will be covered in 3t, which is very simple. Mathematically, if I have been asked to cover 10 meters in 5 minutes, then I will have certain level of movement or certain level of speed. If I have been given 100 meters in 5 minutes, I need to move faster, right? And if I have been asked to stay within 10 meters, then I need to spend more time in that range. That is what price is doing with the algos. And one usual PZ looks like this. So this is PZ, this is 1x move, this is 1x, and then the entire market script is written by combining all this and adding manipulation in distance and time. And then this entire, if you put it in a box, it creates a nature of a move, and we can definitely identify such boxes over the period. Okay. And then these are the combinations, different combinations, which we can check on the chart. And we are not going to cover this immediately. We are going to see some of the clear footprints of this, and then we will go back and study this entire structures, because it needs some initial confirmation, and with this proof we can definitely go and understand it in deeper manner. And I have covered all the combinations over here. Even I will provide this slide to you where how the trap is built at every point. You can just go and read. I have discussed this in detail. What is happening to the candle, or what is happening to the price, and what you should observe. Just try to follow this step by step. This chart is from 2019, 3rd September 2019, and how the trap is built, how the upper boundary and bottom boundary are defined, and then how the price moved and funnel happened, how the false breakouts happened, how the price challenged the boundary, and then it was additional trap deployed at the boundary, and then it started traveling not for upside but for downside. And if this is the distance between the two, if this is the distance, if this is the distance between 2 points, then this is the exactly twice the distance of this, and exactly after that price has moved and then again went back to PZ. It is now unnecessarily trending. So this was the necessary trending, this was the PZ, this is the TZ. This we call it as trending zone, this we call it as an patient zone. Okay, and this is how you can read and understand. So how M1 is formed, M2 is formed, clearly mentioned. I'll provide this slide, you can go through this slide. And then these are the combinations which we will look on the chart whenever it occurs. But 2 lines of control can be identified with this framework, and how the entire move is scripted with these combinations can be seen on the chart. So market is moving like this, and every time frame has some portion of the movement depending on the strength of that time frame. Okay, this all the combinations are easy to understand. I'm not going to cover this today, it will be too much for you, but we are definitely going to cover this coming to this slide. So after understanding everything, these are the only possible moves which are happening on the chart and can give you a clear clue what could happen to the price in which time frame. Now we are going to the charts. Let me go through the chart. So before going to the chart, uh, are we clear about all the slides which we have covered? Just give me a rating on the scale of 1 to 10 so that I'll proceed with the chart. 5 minutes time frame. Just give me rating to go ahead. No one is giving rating. ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो यार? Shall I proceed or not? I hope there is no confusion. Okay. Thank you. So 292 points. So now we are on 5 minutes time frame. As I mentioned, every time frame has their own limits. So if you are observing, what you need to do, you just need to go to market, go to Bank Nifty chart, open this chart, and just take a full screen view of this. Then you will reach to this point. Just go there, mark 5 minutes. Then you will be watching. You will see this on the screen, and I'm starting with 10th of September, and I'll start marking the point. So this was the lowest point, and I'll start marking the highest point. And the known distance for us, if we are watching 5 minutes time frame, the price will frequently get price. Now follow my words. Price will frequently get trapped in 292 points. This is what we have observed since 2020. So the number was slightly different in 2020, but after bull run started, this number is exactly same, 292 points move. And then what has happened to the price? Price suddenly started from this point and then dropped, and then it started running upside. So before this, price started running up from this point, right? But suddenly someone stopped here, price went down and then started running up, and someone pushed price down. And in this, something has happened, and that something is nothing but price has taken a U-turn from this point beyond 0.33%. This 0.33% is the market's minimum move. Okay, this is market's minimum move, and price has taken U-turn. And when price reached to 292 points, someone again pushed price down, and price went below 0.33. So the moment price is closed below 0.33%, for very first close. So suppose price started at this point and this was the dent, and the moment price has crossed this point, this one. This is very first instant 0.33 crossed. We are going to mark this M1. When point reach to this, we will not mark this M2 immediately. Can anyone tell me when we should mark this as a M2? Any one of you? The moment it is touching, shall we mark this M2, or there is some other understanding? Reversal. Yes, reversal, but that reversal should close below 0.33. Then and only then this becomes M2. So imagine this much amount of time is gone in the confirmation. Someone has suddenly stopped it. So you can clearly observe this was phase A. Then from this point to this point, this was phase B, or A to B, this was A to B, then B to C, whatever we have observed on slides, right? A to B, B to C, you can clearly see on the chart. And the moment it has done, can you also see how many hours it did time pass? It did time pass for almost 2 days. Almost 2 days, price was stuck in this range. And clearly, if we see before challenging the boundary, one complete day and 3 hours, 1.5 day, it was sitting in this range. So from B to D, this is an additional from A, B, C to D. It has taken and then it has started with the move. And when they have taken the move, whichever direction it has, can you also see 1, 2, 3? It has also taken, I guess, fourth. So it says it has taken total 4x and it is also part of the structure somewhere. So minimum it is going to take 2, but sometimes when it takes 3 or 4, that is also covered in understanding here. Like this. 1x, 2x and nx. It can cover beyond this as well. Okay. And there is some chemical reaction which defines that it is going to cover how long. But then price until it is reaching to the target. Oh, sorry. Until it is reaching to the target in this entire move. If the price is declining, let me show you. If the price is declining or it wants to change the trend, it needs to cut below 292, right? So from this point, whether it has cut below 292, answer is no. Answer is no, no, no. But after reaching this point, you can see there is a cut below 292, right? So the trend was running from this point to this point, and then it has cut below 292. Now, suppose we are marking this again. So this says the price got a capacity to run to 2x. And can you also closely see the funnel here? Price is running under stress. Although the shape of the funnel is not right, but price is running through the stress and then it burst. Is this point clear? Any question in this?
Uh, yes, sir. I have the question. Shall I ask?
Yes. Yes, yes, please.
Sir, you mark the 292 from bottom to up, and then it
Yeah.
is beyond. I mean, it is the 5 minutes candle should be close above or beyond the 292. Then we can consider that is a. It is. I mean, not 292. Sorry, point 33.
Hmm.
Above point 33 should be closed. Then we can
Mark
consider that
M1.
mark
Yes.
them. Then from but above, I mean from up to down. So
Hmm.
then we should mark below point 33.
33.
The candle should be closed, then we can consider. If it is a touch, the week it's I mean it is touch and then it is go up and then close above the 33, then we can consider that that is close below the point 33, right?
If it is touched and without closing it went up, then we should consider or not. That is what your question is.
Yes, yes, yes. I mean the
Then,
candle should be close below 33.
ha, ha, candle should close below 0.33.
Okay.
And the understanding of 0.33 is body to body, which I'll come to. But for current understanding, this is how the marking can be done. So it is very simple, in very simple manner. When can we say the price is inside PZ? The very simple understanding, price is going somewhere and someone just a moment, price is going somewhere, someone took a halt on a price and it has moved against the trend by 0.33, then it could not run beyond the certain limit of distance and someone again pushed back. So if these two dents are happening, like this is the cutter of a trend and this is the first dent, this is again cutting this trend and this is the second dent. If these two dents and distance between these two is 292, then we clearly know price is going to halt for next 4 hours in the same range. That's the understanding of PZ. Okay.
Got it. And if 4 hours means can be combination of 2 days also, like if
It can extend. It can extend. Whatever is extended. So suppose if it extended beyond 1 day, that means imagine a FI side of you where they had put their some amount of money and they trapped someone, right?
okay,
And if suppose this is standard behavior, suppose they are trapping someone for 4 hours and they need 100 rupees, right?
yes,
And they have also taken additional time, another 4 hours, so they need additional 100 rupees to perform this activity, right? Because ink is money only, because with money we can hold everyone. So now if they are coming out, they will not get satisfied with 200 rupees as profit, right?
yes.
They need 400 profit. And that is what could happen to the chart. So they are not stopping at 2x, but they need to go to 4x.
Okay, got
Okay.
it.
Yeah. How to identify the first PZ? Okay. Now I'll also come to this, how to identify the first PZ. But the beauty is now we are in Blackball 15 and we need not to identify anything. It is just I'm giving you the background. You need not to plot anything. I'm just giving you the understanding. This piece of script will take care of everything and it is going to show you when it is trending. It is going to show you in the color red, green. You just need to initiate the trade, whatever is shown in the chart. And you just need to sit on this trade and you just need to enter. If you want to learn this, definitely we have limitation of time in this session, but I do deep dives on these sessions, which are application sessions or advanced session, level 1 sessions, where I go into the depth of this, and we can definitely then understand where is the first PZ, where is the second PZ, or how many PZ. Like now, if you look into this price, if we are taking, suppose this was one of the PZ of 292 points, and imagine now this, if this was the move up to this level, right? So there can be a past move like this, and it might have 2x, journey, right? Or there can be another past move like this, where we can see this is suppose 292 points. Sorry, this is 292 points. This is 292 points. This is 292 points. The trend is getting settled. Trend is getting settled, and during the run, this was the previous 292. There is another previous 292, and you can see the trending move. Trending move. Can you see this? Just say yes or no. If you can clearly see this on the chart. This is 1x. This is 2x. This is sideways. Then this is 1x. This is 2x. Then it went for 3x and then 4x, right? So it is visible like this. The wrong is happening this. Can you see this similarly happening on the chart? And from this distance to this distance, where this price is running? Is this point clear that this slide is giving that impression where target is downside, then the price goes sideways, 2x fall, sideways, 2x fall, right? Can you see this clearly on the chart? Just say yes or no so that I'll proceed. Yes. So it is running with some purpose, and that purpose is nothing but if this is 5 minutes, it is running to achieve the targets of 15 minutes. If we observe this on 15 minutes, 15 minutes will run to achieve the target of 1 hour. If we are observing on 1 hour, if you want to see another example, so 292 is the price which a price range or distance which belongs to 5 minutes time frame. There are other distances. Sorry, not this. Shit. Sorry.
Let me check if I have this. अरे what the hell? आगे क्यों नहीं जा रहा है ये? Sorry. I just need to check. Give me a moment. Nifty ranges. Let me know when my screen is visible. Is it visible now? Yeah. So for 5 minutes, you can see the primary range I have marked as 292 and cutter is 0.33. So if I talk to you about weekly range, which we can observe with 15 minutes, 750 will be the range for which price is running. So if I'm talking about in 5 minutes, you can see price is running through these zones. This is nothing but 292 points move, and if it is reaching and achieving the target, this is nothing but completing one phase, which is having size 750 approximately. So this 292 plus this is nothing but to achieve 750, and the 750 is the target of 15 minutes. So if you observe 15 minutes, what you will see, 750 is like running like this, and 2 times of 750 will achieve the target of this 2160. So the total distance will be traveled by 2160. Is this point clear? So likewise, we have clear range identification, which are same. So I am going to show you this example. 2160 running to achieve the target of 6480. Interesting. So we are talking about daily time frame. Do you want to see this? Just say yes or no. Now see the magic on the chart, which is there since last 4 years, and you might be looking it for first time. And how easy the market could be, and how easy you could have done it. So I'm going to daily chart. Now you will become so smart that you are going to see before me, and you are going to tell me, okay, this looks like 2160. I'll show you the distance of 2160 first. Shall I create that this clearly tell me this was the PZ for 2160? Okay. So 2160 is look like this. Imagine this is 2160 size. Shall I start mapping this? Can you see any range which resembles to this? Anywhere on the chart? Just give me the date. Is it in 2020? Somewhere else? Here? Anywhere? Or here? Or here? So let me give you 3 examples, 3 different setups, 3 different scenarios. This is a clear sideways of 2160. Magic. When the price is crossing the boundary of this, what we need M1 and M2, right? So if this is the 2160 range, let me mark this by covering all the major points. Can you see price was going up? Then it took a halt, then went up, and This might be first 750 points move, which is define the boundary first. It cut below 750. Then there was one more cut from bottom to 750. And there was one more cut like this from top. And it has locked the price entirely in this range. And if the price is suppose coming down, it would have reached to two times downside, right? But it is coming up or it has went up. So what I'll do, I have marked, okay, arrow I marked upside, but it is going down, right? So as it has not went down, the result is this. But if it would have went up, this is what the result is. Right? Is this point clear? So it ran for 2x and no one can stop that price until 2x. I'll just create a replica of this. And I'm going to Ukraine war. Can you see Ukraine war? If this is this is Ukraine war. Clear? You want to go back? I'll create another replica. Nothing rocket science. Same range, same distance. 1x covered. Again went back because this is an additional investment. It went to 2x, 3x. Then again, if you consider this is an sideways of this pattern covers something else within this. I'll also show what it is covering. But there are a lot of right. And then from here in this entire run, you can see when the price declined below point, this is declined below this, right? And when it declined below this, zoom into this. What has happened to the price after that when it declined below? The price did not have capacity to rise above 2160 or close in the entire move. Every time it fell down, it did not have capacity to rise. So the moment it has closed below this, what is going to happen to the price? Price can fall till 2 times, right? Means until this point it is going to fall. The nature of the fall is also another story. So this was the PZ first, and then it fell like this. Because this is against the trend, you can see lot of struggle in the price. And in this entire journey, price did not have capacity to cross and close above 2160 from the lower point. In this entire journey, this was the first time it closed above 2160. The moment it is closed above 2160, it has changed the nature. Shit. And then it has again ran for two boxes, but there is some friction, whatever. This target is clear. This target, okay, the targets was on upside, not on downside. So even if you mark properly, if you mark this properly, you will find this point achieved. Okay. This is Ukraine war. Now we go back to the numbers. Another magic. So 6480 is running towards 19,400. 6480. How is that possible? So you can see this marking. So why this price was running towards downside? Because it wanted to achieve 6480. This is 6480. And then we need to switch from daily to weekly. And I'll remove rest of the thing. Is it okay? Shall I remove rest of the ranges? So 6480 will be clearly visible on the chart. Thanks. So this is 6480. Six four eight zero going down. 6480 going down. So can I assume this is 6480 sideways? Right? This one is adjusted one. 2160 is for 1 hour time frame, right? Yes. Yes. So once we are breaking above this, price will run towards 19,400. And then once it is reaching to 19,400, then it will have a decline of 6480 again. So shall I also measure this? If I want to mark, what the hell? This is 6480. This is 6480. And have we achieved target 19,450? 19,440 is this. Can you see this? So it is achieving the target. And in this entire run, if I want to mark whether price declined by 6480 or not, from this point, no, from this point, no, from this point, no, this point, no. The moment it has achieved, you can see it has touched to 6480. And this entire run, it does not have capacity. So what we are understanding is price is moving from, once it is crossing the zone, it is switching to next zone. And then and there it is deciding whether to go to this way or this way, depending on the entire target. So in this range, there might be multiple 2160s. You can see 6480s. and these 6480s are served by 2160 and the break, right? 2160 and the breakdown, whatever, 2160 and the break, 2160 minus 1x plus 2x, whatever. So internally, it is achieving the target by executing something on lower time frame. So have you got, by any chance, have you got understanding of controls are present on every screen? Do you believe this from today, that controls are present everywhere on every time frame and they are clearly visible and we are clearly aware of the numbers? Now, any confusion in this? Sorry for extending this session for 30 minutes. We need to close this session in few minutes. But have you got a clarity of two lines and their presence on the chart? Or you are still confused what we are discussing? Just give me a rating based on your understanding of two lines on the scale of 1 to 10. 1 means zero understanding, 10 means yes, now you understood. All these ranges have their interlocking nature, have their internal understanding to achieve the targets of higher time frames. Yes. So we are, although we are aware of all these ranges, we are going to build our weapon on this understanding. What we are achieving, we need to align everything to these two lines. So when we are coming to this slide tells us these boundaries we are setting around 0.33. There's a smallest portion which we can handle in 5 minutes. And if we can handle this, we can definitely handle this. I have not shown you one of the patterns. Okay. So these patterns, you can see some of the patterns, right? Some of the strong patterns, which I might have shown you. Some of the strong patterns like this pattern. This pattern, how this has happened. This pattern shows 2160 boundary was there, then 2160 shifting to 1x, and this 2160 shifting to 2x. Any whichever pattern is we are coming across, if we come across this, we can build big money. But you need to practice this at small level so that you can build this on higher level, right? Even this pattern, it can happen to any known range. It can also happen to 0.17, it can happen to 0.33. So market going sideways in 0.33, it will go 1x of 0.33 and 4x of 0.33. Market goes sideways in 2100 and it is reaching to 6400. Look at this chart. So this is the same chart which is available to every corner in India. And what has happened on that chart on this fine day? Market got stuck in 2160. Shall I mark 2160? This is 2160, right? Now imagine this. The FIS plan was, now this is a beauty of two lines. And once you practice with chart for so many years, then and only then, it's this. Then and only then you will get to know this beauty. So price got stuck 750. So from this point, someone pushed price below 750. From this point, someone pushed price below 750. But in the first run itself, price went out. And before going out, if you check this limit, if the price has covered 2160 distance, this distance is 2160, then we can clearly see price is moving out. And what is supposed to happen inside this range is happening in the inclined level. Are you understanding this? Just say yes or no.
If you have not understood this, don't worry. But you can become an expert, and these things we discussed in advanced levels as well. You can only see this in this, the impression of this, but you learn this. You learn this in advanced level. I'll just give you an idea. Suppose if these are two lines, what is the expected behavior of price? It should get stuck like this, right? In these two lines, right? But can you see it got stuck in two lines, and that two lines has some nature. It got stuck in inclined two lines. Shital, can you see this? Instead of getting stuck at these two lines, it got stuck at this inclined two lines. Whenever this happens in the market, and if the drop, every drop which is happening during this run has the, so there are few checkpoints. If the drop is happening at exactly 2160 from this point till this point 2160, this is not beyond 2160, so we will consider 2160 is not broken. This is up to 2160, this is up to 2160, this is up to 2160. Likewise, it is reaching to 2x. So it has covered, how much distance it has covered? The price was so scripted that it has covered 6480. Now you tell me, 6480. Can you see this from this point to this point? Distance is 6480. Just say yes or no. So price acted like it has a target to achieve 6480. But this scripted function give me a footprint. This has, I have seen this footprints on 5 minutes so many times. So I have also observed this in 2160 in the happening in the range was 6480. What can happen to the price? Nothing can happen. So what was the blueprint? The footprint says if price is running and achieving the complete target with this acting, then it will take a fall of 2 steps, and then it will again take a rise of total 3 steps. So if it is acting in entire journey, it is going to take us two step fall, and it is going to run for 3 step. Just check what has happened to the price. Just check what has happened to the price. Shall I pull this box? And from this point, if I mark 6480, can you see 6480 points move? This is also 6480, and if we mark this, this is 2 times of 6480. Shit. I'll remove all these struggles, and I'll just mark a red box. It's so irritating sometimes. This is 2 times of fall. Okay. And I had made 7,000 points in this entire fall from start to end. Do you see, or do you believe this is rocket science? Or even you could have done it if you are aware of this. And if you are aware of this, you might not have done it this time. You need to practice it on 5 minutes for so many times. So when you get market is ready to reward you on higher time frame, it is going to give you a completely different level of returns. right? I hope now you have pretty clear what could be the benefit of learning two lines. There is no other tool currently present in the market. This was the exact behavior we were known since many years. The price will act to 2x, will have a sharp fall. If every point is touched, what was the touch point? Price will go sideways in 2160, it will break 2160, and if it is taking a fall, it will be exactly stopped at 2160. Likewise, every fall if stopped at 2160, and if we are achieving 3x, then price will exactly stop at 2x and it will run for 3x. If market is repeating it again now on any time frame, are you guys ready to do it? If you want your mind to get ready, practice with two lines, practice with us. The next market is going to give a fall. What is exactly happening with 6480? Anytime when 6480 will be breached, the same fall is going to happen to 6480. Same fall, 2 times of 6480 is going to happen. So be ready for that. And if you want to understand this, if you want to participate this, you can join level 1 sessions. Level 0 sessions, I don't get enough time. Even today we have extended. I could cover some portion of it, but I hope now you know power of two lines. The chart is known to you. Every time chart is going, even this drop of 6480 was not rocket science. Price was falling down by 2160 and up to 4320 points. It is like this drops of 4320. How many times price has given this drop of 4320? This is 2 times of 6480. This is 4303. Suppose this is 4320. Here they have given 2 times of 4320, but overlapped one. But next every fall is exactly 4320. And people say market is not scripted. It is highly scripted. 4th June fall was also scripted. Then market went sideways, and for the first time after achieving 19,400, it went for 6480. Because from this point till this point, market has covered 19,400 points. This is 19,400. This is where it has covered, and then it went sideways. I had lost some amount of money over here. I made some good money in this entire run, but lost somewhere here. Some money. Some profit of that entire journey. But this is what you can do. Okay, then. So I think we should stop at this point. Today it is enough of information to process. Before closing this session, we will also address the queries. But before addressing queries, I just want honest feedback from you. Any one of you, if you want to unmute, you can just share your feedback. If you want to post in a chat, just post in this chat whether this is mind blowing or not, and if you are aware of this kind of manipulation, what you can do. Can you really find this is like another stock market uh, course, or this is something else? Is this another level, or is this the same general knowledge which people are sharing in any of the stock market course? Right? Market needs time, and once you are spending enough time with the chart, it is going to tell you everything. It is so easy even at this point to understand market does not have a downside. if you apply the logic of opportunity window, weekly 208, it tells us there is no depth, no depth. We are going to apply this logic to stocks when we are conducting stock sessions, right? But yes, we can plot this on stock, but for stocks, we have some different understanding, and this different understanding is enabled where we can handle this on stocks. For index, whatever we have studied till today, this number range are responsible for index. For stocks, we have number range plus something else, and we will definitely cover that in stock session in depth. Will that be fine, Siddheshwar, for you? Okay. So currently we will focus only on index trading, and stock will be like Muska. It is like once you know what is happening to two lines, stock is like very peaceful journey. Even you can handle stock for 1000%. How is that possible? I'll also show you in the stocks chart. But on this good note, before closing this session, just give me the rating for today's session on the scale of 1 to 10. As per your understanding, how much you understood from today's session on the scale of 1 to 10, please. Neil is 10. Thank you. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Naresh. The chart looks totally random for, yes, casual. We were surprised to see it moves in the predefined scripted range. Knowing this feel like having an unfair advantage. Exactly. Eager to start trading. Thank you, Naresh, for the rating and your comment. Yes. So, see, these 3 days are not enough for me, but I'm trying to build something meaningful, some meaningful understanding. And that's the reason I am coming up with this 84 days challenge. If you are really keen about your trading career, and if you really feel whatever I have preached or whatever I have discussed, if we are talking about clarity, we are sitting with the highest clarity on the chart. No one in India, my claim might look bigger, but no one in India knows this which we know. And if you know this, we are part of that 1%. Like this Two Lines Club is part of that 1% elite group where we are going to kick out, or we are going to make big money out of it. I just need support from all the Two Lines Club participant. We have derived everything. We have derived an alignment which is 40 points. We are just fixing everything which is going to give us a scope. So imagine if you want to catch a move between this 292 and 0.33, if you have seen market is moving sideways point, and it is running for certain distance. If imagine this total distance in 292, can you see this distance will be 0.33, and this is 0.33, and this is 0.33, and then it combines together making 292. And if it is even in PZ of 292, can you see 0.33 can be this, 0.33 can be this, can be this, can be this. So there can be a sequence of 0.33 moves which are helping out to build 292 point moves. That is what I understood, and I built some logic which can give us an edge in handling 0.33. That means market if moving in 0.33 range, that means on chart it is nothing but 182 point moves. If you go into the 5 minutes time frame, so to give you the clear understanding about all this chart, can you see this? We will just address one piece of this entire move. Can you see this 0.33% piece? This piece says this was one move of 0.33, this was another, this was one, this was another, this was one, this was another. And then this move. What is the size of this move? This is 292, right? If this is 292 and it is broken, this is another 292, then below that there is third 292. Can you see this? So even in this 292, can I say this is 0.33? This is another 0.33. Then this is another 0.33. This is another 0.33. This is another point or 2.33s, and this guy with 0.33. So if we have something where we can deploy a build weapon, we create something which can help us to catch this or this or this or this. Forget about every move, which can help us in catching right wala 0.33, right wala 0.33, right wala 0.33, right wala 0.33, right wala 0.33. Then it is going to give us, suppose index is moving, so 0.33 is nothing but you can see 180 points move. So if index is moving by 180 points move, thus the option will move by 90 points move, right? It is a 50 at running at 50% delta. So in this 90 points move, if total 90% 90 points move is we are going to catch, if we are entering late, suppose 10 points are gone and we entered, and suppose we are exiting early, 10 points are gone, so still we are getting 70 points, out of which we need to catch 40 points. Do you really feel this is really difficult? If you want to catch these 40 points, what I am giving to you, if you want this tool, is this really difficult? It is not difficult at all, and it is not at all difficult. I am also giving you ready-made indicator. It is just showing you, it is giving you 84 points, half of this 40 points achieved in this 190, half of this, that means around 90 points achieved in this, and you are done. You need not to think about anything. It is going to give you a right piece of 0.33% move. This one is right 0.33%. This one is right 0.33. This one is 2 times of right 0.33. That's all. And for this Black Pearl 15, you're going to get the access for this indicator for initial months. I'm not charging anything. Definitely I need to charge something because even this chart is delayed. I need to go for paid option, and those who are still not part of level 1, they should be part of level 1. Then and only then they are going to get this access. And so we are learning this in 2 ways. One is your way and another one is my way. If you want to understand what is the difference between this, after Monday's session, if you have time, if you want to connect to two lines theory, if you want to be part of 84 days challenge, then I'll share those details with you only with interested participants. And the fee structure is completely different. Definitely I'm not going to charge beyond your limit, but with this 199, I'm also giving you this indicator which you can use for certain time, testing time, like beta testing time. But after that, it will be exclusively available to only two lines participant. At that decision, you need to make on Monday if you want to be part of this or not. Okay. So we have done lot of efforts, like all the efforts which should be done and conclude to the mind through the mind are already done and included in this indicator. You just need to deploy your trade, that's all. And the logic I have already given, how I am understanding the trend and how I am falling on the right side of the trend. Okay, so let us close this session today, and those who are really interested, they can just show their interest, and Monday I will then discuss with you. If and only if, I am not pushing anyone to join level 1 session. Level 0 is also enough. I am going to share everything in level 0 as well. But level 1, I get a good control on you. You cannot do anything with your mind. You can definitely, I can definitely control your mind for 84 days, and then I reveal you or I relieve you, and you can become a trader you want. But for initial 84 crucial days, I want you to follow certain process. So you will start running bicycle, then start running scooter, then start running motorbike, then you will get a ride of a car, then you can drive definitely Mercedes. But you should not directly jump to Wagoner and then Mercedes. First, we need to start with the cycle. And if you have enough time, money, I'm not going to charge like hell. And even if I'm charging anything for level 1, it is 100% refundable. If you utilize and it is not going to give you benefit, no questions asked policies there. If you have performed the actions and it is not working out for you, 100% money back. But if you have not performed any action, then it is not valid. And for that, I need to charge the people. I need to create that action in their PNL. I create those PNL with participants, like one shared by Neil. He is utilizing this skill. Even Neil, you are not part of one to advanced session, right?
No, I am not part of the one level one.
Yeah, but still, you are. Do you find any difficulty in making money with this understanding?
With the indicator, no, but sometimes that stop loss is hitting. So,
Right.
ignoring that, so I make the stop loss my tightly. So, as I said earlier, I mean yesterday also. So, when if the 40 points move towards my, I mean trading. So, I mean towards my day, and then I mean keep that as, I mean stop loss to the my break even point. I mean not the entry point. So I'll be peacefully there, and then it is when it reverts, then my stop loss got hit. So like that
Yes.
it happened one twice.
Yes, that is going to happen because the indicator is built to handle stop loss up to minus 40 points or minus 10%. And anything going beyond minus 10%, if anyone is trading with this indicator and giving market a money back of beyond minus 10%, then that's the mistake. Please don't commit this mistake. You just need to stop at minus 40 or minus 10%. If you are new to this, just stop at minus 40 and try to wait for next trade. At the end of the month, I can definitely guarantee you this is going to add some amount in your pocket if you are following this strictly. Following this break even of 40 points, if any one of you, if you want to understand anything, the break even for this trading is 40 points only, minus 40. You just need not to do anything, just wait for next trade, keep taking next trade. If you are continuously hitting stop loss for 3 or 4 trades, even don't stop after that. Just keep taking next trade because you might be sitting in PZ and it is hitting your stop loss, right? Maybe you are going to miss the actual trend. And once you hit the actual trade, whatever losses 40 points you have given, market is going to give you 300 another points. But at the beginning level, if you want to practice this, just cut your trades at plus or minus 40, whichever comes first. Then you are going to ride it again and again. Then it is going to give you your style. Our risk mapping is right. We have rightly identified the sentiments, aligned our boundaries with utter clarity, and this alignment is going to give us multiple level of risk testing. And then what remains is repetition. Once you are repeating it every day after 7 months, your mind will find very peace, or it will just ignore 40 points. So आ ही जाता है, इसमें डरने की क्या बात है. Then you can actually scale your potential. Okay, and then the actual game begins, level 2 and level 3. Then you sit with me in level 2 session and you are going to deploy 200, 300, 700 quantity, and you are only catching 40 points in that. Okay, so don't worry, those who are interested, I'll share the details, but after the session. So we will first cover entire structure, entire theory on Monday, and at the end of Monday, if we get some time, then I'll definitely share level 1 details. But I'm not forcing any one of you to join level 1. Those who want to reduce the learning curve and reduce their time in achieving the trading success, if you believe this is the right theory, if you believe I can definitely create that roadmap for you, then and only then look for 11.1. Otherwise, 11.0 is also enough. Try to earn with level 1. You whatever I'm going to teach you, you are going to get. If you are going to spend 3-4 months, you are going to get it through the indicator, through this chart. Okay. So thank you, pirates. Now, if you have any query, just share your queries. Otherwise, we can close this session. And sorry, extremely sorry for extending this session by 1 hour. I didn't had this in my mind. I was strictly thinking about closing the session at 10:30, but unfortunately, I could not check the time, and we have extended. Sorry for this. This should not happen next time. We will try to cover everything within the limit. Any queries?
Sanjay, I have two questions.
Yes.
Okay. The first one is once the breakout is came, maybe the 0.33 after that to 292, it will come in the same day. Okay, we
Yes.
can admit. But if it is in a 2160, if it is in a 6480, maybe we have a confirmation. Is there any
Yes.
specific timeline? Means 2160 will come within a month, or it may take maximum of 2 months, like that?
Yes. You are addressing the right question. So whenever we are talking about 5 minutes time frame,
Mhm.
and if market goes sideways, okay,
Right.
I'll just mark over here. If market goes sideways, it goes for, if we are going sideways in 292 points, right?
Right.
Then it will go sideways for 3.5 to 4 hours.
Okay.
That is standard behavior. If it is extending beyond that, then that means market is deploying additional efforts and it will have additional returns. That is also known to us. Okay.
Okay.
If this is 3.5 to 4 hours, that means if you know the market structure, it runs for 6 hours and 15 minutes, right?
Hmm.
So that means it is going to cover, you can see 82% of the, I'll say randomly, 82% of the time it is sideways and 18% of the time it will be trending,
Right.
right? So if we are talking about 750, that means we are talking about week. If you are talking about 5 minutes, that means we are talking about day.
Day.
If we are talking about 750 means talking about week,
Week.
that means market will go sideways for 3 to 4 days.
Okay.
Very simple. If we are talking about 2160, that means we are talking about month.
So 3 to
Then
4
the
weeks.
expectation is 3-4 weeks, right?
Weeks. Right.
But it is huge money even for FIS to keep market sideways in 3-4 weeks. So observed timeline is approximately 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
So they are spreading this across 4 weeks. So initial 2.5, or after 2 weeks they give big move and then again it goes sideways for 2 weeks. So this is how they are spreading because they
Okay.
cannot wait more. If we are talking about months, then there are quarters as well, right? Then market can go sideways for, expectation is 3-4 months, right?
Right.
But actually it goes for 2 to 2.5 months.
Okay.
And then there is expectation of year, right? So the quarters and the year, then it can go for some quarters, right? 3 to 4 quarters. But it actually goes for around 6 months to 12 months also it can stretch, because here the scenario is quite different where they are building also positional thing, right? So you
Right.
can observe some of the big moves on the chart where the timeline is quite different, and this is the observed timeline. So this way, this move, if we map this move, approximately completely 260 days it went sideways.
Hmm.
It is a 6480 sideways move,
and it went for 260 days. Means working, okay, if we are talking about market days, 22 days per 22 days per month,
Nearly 1 year.
nearly 1 year. That is what I wanted to say. 22 into 12, approximately
1 year.
264. Can you see? Nearly 1 year.
Right.
So once it has broken below 2160 and we know okay this is 6480, एक साल तो ये अपने को पूरा वाट लगा देगा पोर्टफोलियो का, ऐसे दिख सकता है यहाँ पे, जैसे यहाँ पे भी हुआ है. इट इज नॉट हैपनिंग फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, यहाँ पे भी हुआ है. तो वो अपने को क्लियर इंडिकेशन दे देता है. बट अफोर्डिंग दिस इज क्वाइट इजी, बट क्वार्टरली में उनको थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट जाता है. ईयरली में उनका नेचर चेंज हो जाता है बिकॉज दे हैव बिग पोजीशंस इवन ऑन कैश साइड, so they can handle.
Okay.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. And this understanding is going to help us in stocks investing.
Okay.
Then we exactly know अभी इन्वेस्टमेंट शुरू कब करना है. अभी एक साल तो ये टाइम पास करेगा. जब बॉटम 6480 टच करेगा, आफ्टर दैट 2160 के ऊपर मूव होगा, then that is the right time for investment in stock. Simple.
Okay. And if I'm not wrong, in stocks we have a different means not like same 0.33 and 292. Not
No,
like that.
stocks do not have fixed range because this is index.
Right.
This is fixed for years and years, but stocks have their own
Okay.
ranges, which
Yeah.
are not hidden, which are clearly visible in their own charts.
Okay.
Any other question?
Nothing. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else? Before closing, we are going to close this in the next 3, 4, 5 minutes. Yes, please.
So what is the RSI that chart in the chart? It is RSI and the EMA.
Yeah, I'll address that. Okay. Before that, this is C. This is I think 0.11% move, minus 1x, and then there was a rapid move up to 2x. Same thing happening even at 0.11. Okay, in index. And to answer your question, the RSI is nothing but, okay, you can see only two things on the chart. Now, let me just move to 5 minutes time frame and clear everything. Let me clear all the indicators, all these other tools. So you can see we are sitting in 5 minutes, right? And when I started studying this data, for all the 15 participants, thank you for your patience. And this is also very important information. Thank you for raising this question. Because I have limitation of time, I could not cover the background of this, which I cover in level 1 in-depth sessions. So 5 minutes, if you are fragmenting, I have already given this logic. If you are fragmenting entire day, so suppose we are talking about 26th. So if market is running for 6 or 15 minutes, if we are watching in 1 minute's fragments, which is the lowest possible fragment on this chart, it is telling us there are total 375 such segments of 5 minutes, right? From this point, total 375 minutes market is running. Valid understanding?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, when I started studying this, what I found is, when I started studying this, what I found is every time frame, this data has some meaning. The data is fragmented for entire day. If I studied 375 candles and I build something on top of this, what it can tell me? It is going to give me two things. I wanted two things from the market. One is distance and the direction, right? The distance, and if it is on positive side or on negative side. So if we factor this in two different parameters, One is distance. Sorry. One is distance, and time wise, we are not going to think about this because time is going to fly by default. The direction of the move. The direction is combination of distance and the time. The direction whether on upside or downside. So this distance, it has some limit because market should elevate. Suppose यहाँ पे है, if it is there, it can, with this some amount, with the additional manipulation, it can elevate up to certain level from this point, either on upside or downside, right? But after moving to certain limit, it will not have capacity to move further. So I try to identify that. How to identify that? I try to calculate, I try to build some calculation, and then I try to identify this point. This is nothing but a moving average. And then I realized there is already EMA present in the as a free indicator on the chart. So instead of building something new, I try to change this moving average, which is nothing to help me in identifying the risk. So one thing I was not sure how much risk in price at this point, which can tell me whether it can go beyond this or not, or it has already achieved to the highest or lowest point and it does not have any further capacity. So to identify this, I need to mark some reference point. I need to calculate some reference points. So normally I assume market is in straight line, and with someone adding money, it can elevate from this point up to certain level, right? So it is considered as an value, the real value from where it can elevate either upside or downside. And this elevation is nothing but a risk. So if, suppose it is highly elevated, and if I'm expecting something beyond this, then I'm on high risk. But if I ask you if I'm expecting at this point that elevation will happen like this, then I'm at the right point of the risk, right? And after this point, the risk is going to start. And that risk is mapped using this EMA. When I added 75 period to this EMA, and if I am in 5 minutes time frame, so when I started using 5 minutes time frame with this number, it gave me an impression that from this point price can elevate any side by 1%. It can get elevated by 1%, but beyond 1% is high risk. So if I tell you beyond 1% is high risk, so it can go to 1% maximum. I also need to identify minimum, right? So minimum I can say 33% is very safe. Every time it will touch to its value, it will get elevate, or it will close come to value, it will get elevate to the power side. Now we have not yet discussed about the power. So which side the power is? The price is already showing the impression power is on the downside, because the 0.33 elevation is like price is getting away by 0.33 and it is safe. Price is getting away by 0.33 and it is safe. So from this point it is getting away elevated by 33 and it is safe. So I wanted to also check power is on which side, and that power is nothing but when I added RSI, but not 14. RSI the same number. So if I am looking into the price, now I am referring to the data of all the participants. So RSI is going to give me the impression of power, and EMA is going to giving me the impression whether it is at the risk or not. So at EMA we are at zero risk. After 0.33% we are at high risk. So we should get out of the position. That is what I have learned with these numbers, and slowly gradually we can also, if you want to take a support of this, these 2 points can become additional decision making points, and it can add confusion to your mind. In indicator we have already covered this, but before indicator, or if you are repeating this understanding, or if you are following this theory, after certain time you need not to look into EMA and RSI. The price is going to tell you directly. But before, if you are in the initial phase, you can take a support. Like you want to understand whether price will elevate downside or upside, just go and ask RSI. If RSI is below 49,
It clearly says after this point, if any time price is coming closer to EMA, it can have a scope to get elevate away from EMA on downside by 0.33 and not on upside. If it is running upside, there is no guarantee that it is going to cover 0.33. But if RSI is on upside, then the downside possibility is less, but positive side, it definitely have a capacity to run to 0.33. Have you got answer to your question? If we are at downside, the elevation can at least achieve minimum movement.
So minimum 33% it can be achieved. I mean,
Exactly.
if the ISI is saying that yeah, I have the capacity, the strong momentum it is going on, and you can your target will can be achieved till the 33. That will
Yes.
be upper hand, and beyond that it is risk. Like
Is it risk
I
starts, and that
risk.
risk, yes,
I
and that can give us an impression. Okay, we just need to calculate where from EMA we are beyond what 33, beyond 49 till 1%. It is fine. It may go, may not go, but after every point 33, someone will stop this, and again price will come closer to EMA, and then it will start running again. Likewise, this is observed.
got it.
So it has meaning. It has very powerful meaning. So if you are looking into the Black Pearl 7, 8, or 9 sessions, these are these 9 elements which are responsible for the price. But 9 decision making points are difficult for any trader. Maybe 5 of them will say yes and 4 of them says no, then it is a confusion. We need minimum decision making points. If there is one decision making points, it dilutes by 50-50%. When it says yes or no, 1 point, it is 100% decision. If we are two decision making points, that means one will say yes and other will say no, then it is a conflict. Then we can make a clear decision. That means the decision is 50% diluted. If we are 3 or 4 points, the decision is 70-80% diluted. That's the reason trader only needs single decision making point, and then that trader can perform the actions peacefully, or more conviction will be there in trading. Okay. Any other query, question? Otherwise, so one last minute and then we should close this session. Thank you for your patience, pirates. Thank you so much for showing interest up to last minute. Because I can speak on this topic for hours and hours and hours. But even showing interest from the other side is the motivation I need. And there are a lot of queries I can see on the chart you might have in your mind, but due to limitation of time, we cannot discuss this. Otherwise, this session will get bored at this point. It needs to create additional background and then come to that level of understanding. So even if you did not understand why RSI and EMA build like this, every time frame has different numbers. You can see this. If we are on daily, RSI and EMA goes to 88. If we are on weekly, RSI EMA is 208. And we have concrete meaning. We don't have any random meaning for these numbers. We have spent years in understanding these numbers, and then we have configured this. On 15 minutes, 75 is not applicable, but 125 is applicable. On 1 hour, 137 is applicable. It has some concrete meaning. And it is going to change the tone of your trading. Okay. So thank you. I think there are no other queries. Please share today's PDF. Which one? This one? This one you need?
Yes, yes, yes. You told that you will share, so that's I did.
Yes, you are going to get it. And don't worry, I don't keep anything with me. Everything, whichever you are going to see, watch, you are going to get it. In 2 lines, there is, you are not going to, it is like you are not going to compete with each other. We are not going to compete with each other. If I'm sharing this under with you, you should share this with someone who is struggling, and then we should build a community where we may get some insight from you in 2 lines, maybe going further. So I'll also share this with you. Only thing is, this is incomplete. I could cover up to chapter 5, and I'll add rest of the understanding later. So I'll again share this PDF with you, the upgraded version, but just try to check only 5 chapters in this, or I'll delete the rest of the things
and you just need to refer only first 5 chapters. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, then
Thank
pirates, see
you.
you then on Monday. And have a
Hmm.
great trading day on Monday.
Bye, Saturday night.
Thank you, sir. Happy Sunday.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a lot. You
sir.
can call me just Sanjay. Don't call me sir.
Hmm.